Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox, and I'm coming to you today with a review for Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 6, Episode 8. The show was just okay. You know, I just heard on the radio today, Candy was on the radio out here in Atlanta, and she says that the season goes on all the way till May. So, you guys, we are going to have quite a few of these episodes where it's sort of like filler, where about after 20 minutes into the damn show, you already over it. It's going to be plenty of those. This is one of those episodes I felt like they could keep. But like I said, the season goes on so long that's why, you know, we get these kind of nothing episodes. So not too much I want to talk about today, just a few things, and I'm sure you guys can pretty much bet on what I need to talk about today. Okay, so let's get to it, shall we? The girls is on the bus on their way to Savannah. Just a regular old girl talk. You know, Kenya seems to think that she was able to get everybody together, and now they all straight on, you know, where she's staying. I was just like, oh my gosh, somebody who's so self-important. Anyway, in the middle of all the girl talk, Phaedra pulls out her pump and commences to pumping, okay? And it was funny to me that everybody that was uncomfortable with it were the ones that don't have kids, so like Kenya and Porsha. Fact of the matter is, sometimes them titties get engorged and you gotta let it out. I don't know if I would have been like, you know, just whipped it out all willy-nilly, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, okay? I was only engorged once, but that shit was painful. Literally feels like you have rocks under your titties, okay? I am normally like a B cup. I was sitting pretty on D's, y'all. It would be so painful that I would just get in the shower, like I know plenty of y'all did, and I would just let the hot water run on them, and I would just squeeze and squeeze and let the milk just shoot out all over the... It's gross. But that's the only relief you would get, that hot water, even though that probably just made matters worse. But shit, it was some relief was better than nothing. They get on the topic of ladies being submissive to their husbands. Porsha was trying to argue the fact that if you don't give your man sex 3 to 4 times a week, that he is going to stray and that it's a woman's fault if they don't. Okay, well then you know how already a few of them have already voiced their opinion on this matter. Nene in particular was like, fuck, I work, okay, and shit, I'm tired and I can't just go around fucking Greg every time I turn around, so he gonna have to get it when he can. What do you guys feel about that subject? My feeling is, and I think I've already said this before, marriage is give and take, okay? Sometimes you feel like fucking and sometimes you don't. Catch me right up fresh up off that cycle. Bitch be in heat, okay, ready to fuck at any moment, alright? Just come on by and sniff my ass. Too much information. I'm just trying to tell you that there's certain times when I am really ready to go. And if you was smart, them is the times that you need to be trying to get with it. And then there's other times when I don't feel like it as much. Okay, life is in the way. Fuck, I got kids, we got bills, we got work. I work full time too, okay? And I'm not just a servant, just a fuck servant around here. I mean, I understand everybody got needs and I'm gonna try to accommodate as best I can, but listen, sometimes it just ain't gonna happen. So this is what happens in marriage. Give and take. There's no absolute in anything. Do I think that men stray when their wives don't have sex with them? Yes. That's a proven fact. We all know that. But men also stray when they getting it good at home. Okay, men stray. If the opportunity presents itself, they will do it. So yes, it does help to be, you know, available to have sex with your man. Okay, it definitely does not hurt to be there sexually for your husband. But, you know, like I said, it's a give and take, and sometimes it just ain't gonna happen. So I don't really know what I was saying with all of that. I'm just telling you that, you know, it ain't no definite way to keep your man from straying other than trusting that he's going to make the right decision. That's it for me. I done broke out the psychology books on that ass today, didn't I? Okay, let me get on back. Porsha had the ideal image in her head. This is what she's been taught, okay? And I think the rest of the ladies probably had the reality, the real reality. So she gets to crying, you guys, when they don't agree with her. And, you know, they just sort of like, oh, what's wrong with Porsha now? I'm crying because y'all didn't understand what I was trying to say. And y'all didn't agree with me, but you agree with her. And it just made me see that what I did in my marriage wasn't the right thing. I'm just like, what is the fuck is you crying for, Porsha? Shut up! Anyway, y'all, they get to the wedding cake mansion, okay? And it's a nice enough mansion down in Savannah. Got that old, you know, that old South feel to it. Almost looks like a damn plantation home, okay? Y'all know what's always the drama when they go on these vacations is the bedrooms, okay? As soon as they get their Candy heads upstairs, they all head upstairs and figure out what room they're gonna get. Now, we done already had a discussion about the best room on the damn bus, right? Okay. Nene is the host, and in my opinion, Nene should have got the best room. Now, Candy goes up there and immediately grabs the master bedroom, and then I saw on Instagram today that Candy was trying to say that she did not know that Nene had a problem with the master bedroom, and she would have, if Nene would have said something, then she would have gave up the room. But the whole thing is, come on now, Candy. Y'all know I like Candy. I rides with Candy and everything, but you know good and fucking well that you shouldn't have been up in that goddamn room, okay? What you did is you went and put your shit in there, and you was like, if don't nobody say nothing to me, then I'm not moving. And I guess I can't be mad at you, but don't act like you didn't know that you was a little bit trifling taking that fucking bedroom. So I can't say that I think that Candy didn't know. I think Candy knew. The fact that she said, unless your name is Joyce, you cannot tell me what to do. That right there lets you know that she knew that they was already pointing out the fact that she shouldn't have had that damn room, okay? But she wasn't moving. Nene didn't say nothing, and to me, I'm kind of faulting Nene for not saying nothing. Now, why the fuck all of a sudden you trying to keep Nene under wraps, but we've been dealing with Nene all the rest of this time, but now all of a sudden you don't want to say nothing because you don't want to start no ruckus and no fuss, and then you got to be having this goddamn cheerleader Kenya keeping on going after you, trying to get you riled up, and you trying to, turn the other cheek, but still underneath boiling pissed that you got that room. Because let me tell you something, if I would have organized that whole little trip, I ended up with that fucking basic ass room. Yes, the room was nice enough, the bed was nice enough and all of that, but that was not the fucking host room, okay? And I would have, ain't no way I would have been trying to turn the other cheek. Nene, when they all started heading up them stairs, honey, I would have yelled out, y'all can have every room, any room in here, but the master's mine. I ain't even going up there. Don't put your shit in there because that's my room, okay? And that would have been the end of it. But all this not saying, and Kenya going back and forth and trying to get Nene upset, and Nene kind of upset but not really saying, and then Candy knowing better but acting like she didn't know better, and no. I'm just, all that, I wasn't gonna buy, okay? But I can't fault Candy for staying in the room if nobody said nothing. I know if I'd been Nene, I'd have said something. So, that's it on that. Shit, I was so fucking tired of Kenya's ass trying to get her, bitch, if you don't get it the fuck out of it, if Nene ain't worried about it, the fuck you so worried about it? Okay, get out of here with your big ass mouth, okay? Mouth almighty, tongue everlasting. Now, as far as everybody always being late, look, the reality is it's a whole bunch of black women on a hit reality show, okay, who all have to get themselves together before they appear on camera, and the motherfuckers is late all the time, okay? It's just really nothing else other than that, okay? They late all the time, and we should all be used to it by now. Everybody is late all the time. Nobody is respectful of each other's time. Nobody gets upset until somebody is late to their fucking event, okay? But otherwise, nobody is really caring about the other person's time and what time they actually schedule shit. So every time somebody is late to somebody else's event and they mad about it, I just be like, oh, here we go again. What really pissed me off about this whole late issue is if you're gonna be late, just be late. All right, don't sit up there and pull the I got a baby and I got jobs card. Who the fuck cares you got a goddamn baby? Okay, because don't nobody give a fuck about that baby. All right, not like that, but like that. Like, I have kids too, and I work too. I might not be a lawyer, and I might not have a newborn, but shit, this shit happens. Shit comes up. I can't just, when I get to work, be like, I got kids. How long you think the boss gonna want to hear that shit? Motherfucker, your time is supposed to be at 8:30. That means get here at 8:30. Don't nobody feel like hearing that. Okay, if you got a newborn or you got other jobs that you need to do, get up and do that shit earlier. We don't really care about that. So when Phaedra come talking about all that shit, that don't give no, and I wish that I would have been there. Yeah, she did read Monique with the Y, but and she got it together real quick, but if I would have been Monique, I'd have been like, I don't give a fuck what you got. Shit, I got shit to do too. You think that I want to sit up here, be running up here, being on time, and everybody else get here 2 and 3 hours late? Fuck that. She was so curt with it that, nobody else wanted to react to it. But I wish I'd have been there, because I'd have been said, well, what the fuck that got to do with me and the price of tea in China? Wasn't y'all laughing when she told off that damn Monique like Cynthia said she does need a fucking lesson in reality show reads 101, okay? Because if you're gonna be hanging out with this bunch of divarific chicks, you're gonna have to get much better with your comebacks, girl. Because all these stupid faces that she got every time somebody says something to her. Also, I think I figured out her name. Okay, so we've been calling her Monique because it's M-Y, and I think it might be Monique because black people can't never get your fucking name right, they might call her Monique. It's Monique. And we've been calling her Monique, and I've been calling her Monique. Whatever the fuck it is, I think that we just getting it all wrong, y'all. Anybody out there know the child real names, please let me know. Now, y'all, we can go on and on about this Savannah trip, but what I know we all want to talk about is Porsha's stupid ass. I know that's real harsh, and I'm telling you guys right now, this is going to be a harsh section of the video. Get ready for it. Ain't no way to slice and dice it, you guys. The girl is just retarded. She's slow. She just stupid. She is the epitome of a beautiful dumb girl, okay? Somebody that should just sit there and don't say shit. What I want to do right now is I want to formally apologize to one Mr. Cordell Stewart for us being so hard on the man, for him to be filing divorce the way he did. I just want to say right now that I think Brother Man held out as long as he could. Can you imagine having to deal with that level of stupidity every single day for 3 years or however long they was married? I actually don't think that he could take it no more. It's really what it is. I almost feel a little sorry for Cordell. So they're on the tour, you guys. And side note, why does the tour guide sound the way he does? Do notice the holes in the floor that's shaped in a diamond. So the Underground Railroad passed right beneath us in that area. Well, this is where they used the crawl space to catch air below us. It was 4 feet of height below us, in which was the crawl space. To this day, don't nobody know how they got in or out. He had that for real slavery freedom tour guide voice down pat. Right before this, I should mention that Porsha was like in her full on, I am Porsha Williams, grandbaby of famous civil rights leader Hosea Williams, and this is my shining moment. She started off not too bad. I feel bad that we can't even go back and research where we came from. Okay, yeah, that's true. We really can't research. That wasn't too bad, was it? So that's why it's important for us to go back and talk to the youth. Like, okay, right. That's right. You're right, Porsha. It is very important for us that our kids know where they came from so they'll know where they're going. And y'all, shit got a little bumpy. When I was 6 years old, I can remember them throwing rocks at us. I used to pick them up and throw them back at them. And my grandpapa would say, don't do that, because they not playing. Then I used to be like, wait, Grandpa, they are playing because they got on costumes like Casper the Friendly Ghost, and they was screaming. And I did think it was kind of weird that they was screaming, but then I thought that was part of the game because I knew my grandfather couldn't hear on one side of his ear. And y'all, she didn't say that, y'all, but I swear she was thinking it. So after the slave tour man gets on the conversation about the air holes underneath the church and nobody know how they got to get in and out, and she didn't say all this, so we was feeling like maybe she had some little say on the matter, okay? The biggest slap in the face, you guys, the one that had Harriet Tubman up in heaven waking up Hosea. Hosea, wake your fool self up. You know what that darn grandbaby goes down there saying? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to act all this out for y'all. But y'all know that Harriet Tubman has to be pissed off that the heir to the civil rights leader, okay, famous civil rights leader Hosea Williams, at least he's very, very famous out here in Atlanta. He got a grandchild up on the TV saying some foolishness like what she said. Well, there has to be an opening at some point for the railroad to get down there because somebody's driving the train. It's not electric like what we have today. You guys, y'all, they tried to correct her and the poor child just wasn't getting it. Okay, she just kept on talking and they was like, listen, it was not a real train. It's just a euphemism for them talking about how they would connect to each other to get themselves onto freedom. But there was no physical train under there. There was no choo-choo. There was no damn locomotive. There were no tracks. None of that. The man just said it was 4 fucking feet of crawl space. That goddamn train, you know, that's 4 feet tall, Porsha. The more she talked, the worse it was, okay? They just kept on trying to get her to understand, and she just was like, well, I know somebody. One person made it. Guys, it was almost a point where you couldn't even laugh no more. Right then, it just solidified for those of us who haven't been swept away by, her beauty, that this girl is just stupid. That shit made me mad for a minute, because all last season, you guys, she was so cavalier and going on and on about the work that she's done for her grandfather's foundation and how she's lived her life in this whole civil rights movement. And but then you get up here and don't fucking know what the goddamn Underground Railroad is. Now, I'm not mad per se that she didn't really have the whole basics of the Underground Railroad. I mean, I am mad about that, because really, as a 30-whatever-year-old person, she should know what the fuck it is. But what makes matters even worse is the fact that she used that to make it seem like she was something that she wasn't. I'm not mad that she used her grandfather's name. Okay, that's one of the benefits of coming from family that has like this legendary background or whatever. Yes, you use it to your advantage, but can you fucking know what the hell he was fighting for? You don't know shit about the goddamn Underground Railroad. I was like embarrassed. It's actually embarrassing for that to be on TV. I think right then and there, I think all of Black America was too through with Porsha. Even those of you guys who have been that child's cheerleader from day one, absolutely no way that you can stand behind such an ignorant ass. Just dumb. What is it that they teaching these fucking kids in that land? I'm telling you guys, these kids, I mean, really, I'm just so floored by the whole thing. I don't even really know what else to say about it. I have nothing else to say about it, but I know you guys had to feel the same way that I did. Just speechless. And the other only thing that's worth talking about is Monique's silly ass attempt to try to kind of ride Candy and Phaedra about them dating her husband. Now, before we even get into all of this, I'm going to say at the beginning that all of this mess is Chuck's fault. Because if you got a wife that you about to turn loose to the wolves, okay, because these women have been on this show, it takes some getting used to. He should have let that girl know that his relationship with Candy, and whatever the relationship was with Phaedra, he should have been on the real with that. Candy, I do believe that Candy wasn't going to say anything about that relationship had it never came up, okay? Because why? It's 20 fucking years later. Candy's about to get engaged to get married, or probably is married already, and we'll just find out later on the show. Phaedra is already married. Like, what difference does it make? This is shit that happened a long time ago, water under the bridge, okay? But Monique, for whatever reason, I guess she thought that this was going to be her big shade fest that she didn't got her lesson on. What Cynthia did not tell her is make sure you fucking shading the right people, okay? So she brings up the fact that, Chuck said that it was only 2 weeks, and Candy was like, no, it was not just 2 weeks. It was not no long years, but it definitely was not just 2 weeks. Candy was just like, I'm gonna have to let this bitch know today, okay? So, Monica's still laughing, and Candy was just like, no, okay? I knew his family, he knew my family. As a matter of fact, he loved my mom to death. Maybe Joyce should have married Chuck, okay? And Porsha was just like, okay, well, if you know family and friends, yeah, then it's a little bit serious. And I agree. Yes, when you get to knowing everybody like that, it's more than just a fling. It's more than just a hit and quit, okay? I think the fact that Monique was so flippant about it is when Candy went on and on about it, was just like, oh, no, when I used to, need some money, like if my bills weren't being paid, if I needed some money for my bills, he would give me the money and I would pay my bills. And I was just like, now y'all know niggas don't just give you money just to be paying bills just because, okay? We at least need to be on the fucking side of the menu if I'm giving you money for bills and shit. So I think Monique finally got it at that point, and I felt sorry for her, but then I was just like, bitch, this is what the fuck you get, okay? Because you shouldn't have brought the shit up to begin with. And when Phaedra gets there, the shit gets turned on Phaedra. Phaedra hurries up and puts the shit in check, though. She was just like, listen, that was a long time ago, middle school, high school, beginning of college, he's a great friend, but look, I got my husband, and he's married now, and we're all good friends, and, you ain't never got to worry about me trying to be anything with Chuck, don't feel threatened, don't feel anything. That shit is over and done in the past. This, that, and the other. So Phaedra hurried up and cut that shit up. But I was cracking up like Kenya, because I'm sorry, people was mad at Kenya saying she was being too much and being messy and shit, but I would have been the same way because it was just too funny. That was some shit you can't let pass up, okay? You can't even pay for that kind of fucking entertainment. Just to see Monique's face, I did feel sorry for her, but I also was just like, girl, you shouldn't have even brought it up. She got that dumb look on her face. The girls is all laughing and giggling and talking about it. Nobody wants their husband, their relationship, to be on the line, okay? Even though it was out of line for Kenya to say how was the sex, and you guys know she was just doing that to jab the knife because nobody was going to give that answer. But just the uncomfortableness of the scene, actually, I was cracking up. Porsha, she's laughing and going on and on. Girl, you need to make sure that you ask the right questions because you ain't asked the right questions up in here. And Monique takes it upon herself to jump all over Porsha. And I was like, wait, let's slow you roll, baby girl, because why are you yelling at Porsha? It was just like, don't worry about my marriage, be worried about your marriage. That's why I got a husband and you don't. Porsha was like, wait a minute now. What the fuck you so pissed off at me? I didn't fuck your man. She did and she did. And I was just like, yes, okay, if Porsha hadn't said that stupid ass shit earlier in the damn episode, I probably would have liked Porsha. Okay, but you know, that ain't nothing ever gonna redeem that Underground Railroad. Ain't nothing ever gonna redeem it. Okay, but anyway, Porsha was right. You jumping all on me when you really should be talking to these two. But you guys see how that worked out. Okay, Porsha's the weakest link. Okay, and that's why Monique felt most comfortable jumping on her. Go off on anybody really should have had the right to go off on nobody because she was fucking wrong. But if she was going to do that, it needed to be Kandi or Phaedra. And really mostly Kandi, because Phaedra tried to, you know, keep that shit under wraps. But even Kandi didn't deserve nothing. Okay, what Monique needed to do is shut the fuck up. Okay. Alright, you guys, that's it. You guys remember to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. Alright. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.